Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Welcome into the Steelers Talk Live Show. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. That is producer Jeffrey Cooperstein. And football is back tonight, baby. Chiefs, Ravens, NFL kickoff, Packers and Eagles on Friday, a full slate of college football on Saturday, full slate of NFL football on Sunday, and then Monday Night Football. We are back finally here in the National Football League, and today we're going to get you guys ready for the 2024 season right here on Steelers Talk. On today's show, first up, we're going to be talking about which Steelers players on this roster right now are going to exceed, meet, or fall short of their expectations this year. So we'll talk about expectations for those players and whether we think those players are going to meet those expectations, exceed them, or fall short. Then we'll get into my NFL preseason QB rankings. Where do I have Russell Wilson ranked among the NFL's signal callers? I'll let you guys know that at the end of our first segment today. Then our second segment, my final 2024 record prediction for your Pittsburgh Steelers. I got some pretty interesting takes during that segment today, Coop, so that one's going to be a good one.
Some spicy ones.
Some spicy ones today. Then we get into the 2024 NFL season predictions. I'll let you guys know the 7 teams, I think, in the AFC and NFC that make the postseason. I'll let you guys know who I think wins the Super Bowl this year and who wins the major awards. It's going to be a great day here on Steelers Talk. Coop, how you doing today, my friend?
Is football officially back now?
Football, so football was officially back last week with week 1 of college football. Today, it's fully back, though, because now we incorporate the NFL schedule into the whole deal. And I cannot wait to see it. 2 really good football teams tonight. I can't wait to watch that tonight with you, Coop, at Buffalo Wild Wings, where all of us here at Chat Sports, we're going to be having a lot of fun tonight. But on Sunday, we're going to be having even more fun because that's our live watch party for the Steelers Falcons Week 1 matchup. I almost said Justin Fields. It might be Justin Fields.
This might have to change.
We'll have to see what the whole Russ Calf situation is. But right now, it is slated to be Russell Wilson versus Kirk Cousins, Mike Tomlin versus Raheem Morris, Week 1 in Atlanta. We're going to be going live at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. You guys are not gonna want to miss that, so make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already and join us at noon on Sunday. So today, Ian Rappaport reported that something to watch for Sunday. Steelers coach Mike Tomlin told reporters that QB Russell Wilson reported some calf tightness and is going to get checked out by doctors. He was limited in practice. Now, this is pretty scary, Coop, because that's your starting quarterback who has already had calf tightness in training camp. Now he has it flare up just days before the season opener. And right now, Adam Schefter says that they're not sure he's going to play. I think Jerry Dulac said that they might be ultra cautious with him. Yeah. Will Justin Fields end up starting Week 1, and what would be a homecoming for him? He is from Georgia. He grew up cheering for the Falcons. This would be one hell of a story if Justin Fields ends up playing for the Steelers on Sunday.
The storylines would be absolutely insane, not the least of which, if Justin Fields ends up having a good game and the Steelers win, he keeps the job, right?
Absolutely. If Justin Fields gets the start, or say like Russ plays a quarter and he gets pulled because he's just not moving correctly, Justin Fields goes out there and plays well, it's his job.
Yeah.
All right, he's the younger guy. He's the hot hand. We said it last year when Mason Rudolph beat the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, you got to stick with the hot hand. Even though Kenny Pickett was healthy and good to go, you had to stick with the hot hand in Mason Rudolph, and that was the right decision. Same thing goes here, man. If Justin Fields comes in and he plays well, you stick with him until you can't anymore. So before we get to the content today, we got a lot of great stuff coming your way. Couple words from our sponsors here. First, from Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS. It's one word, all caps, Chat Sports, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. You can create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Then we get to Prize Picks here. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you only play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. All right, so those are our two sponsors today. We'll have our individual sponsor reads during our cuts today. And here is our donation menu. So if you guys want to send in some money to the channel, we greatly appreciate it. It helps us improve our graphics, improve our office space, all of our equipment. Every single dollar goes towards improving our content for you guys. Also goes towards Super Chat raffle. So the more you guys give, the better stuff that we can get for Super Chat giveaways on game days this year, all that stuff. So if you want to send in a donation, we greatly appreciate it. $10 will take shots for you guys. We got the whole new pack of tortillas ready to go for the $50. All right, so if you want me to slap Coop to start this season, let's make that happen.
Or the other way around.
I mean, fair enough. $100 we bang for you. Pause. And then we go, here we go, Steelers. And then $500, we've got the Steelers Talk Gong. We actually haven't hit the gong in a little while here, Coop. So I'm really hoping that we can hit the gong today. I'm gonna make a little bit of a deal today, Coop. If we get to hit the gong, all right, so a $500 Super Chat or Venmo, I will let Coop slap me in the face with the entire pack of tortillas. All right, so this is like 20 tortillas plus the wrapper.
Is that all at once?
Slapping me in the face all at once. All right, so if we hit the gong today, it's going to be a lot of pain for Mr. Sperry today. Okay, so I appreciate your guys' support. Whether you guys send in Super Chat, whether you send in Venmo, we really do appreciate Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal because we get to keep more of that money. All right, YouTube takes 30% of every single Super Chat dollar that you spend on this show, whereas if you go to Venmo, if you go to Cash App, if you go to PayPal, we get to keep a larger portion of your donation dollars. So if you want more of your money to go towards us and not YouTube, I'd recommend using Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. Coop, if you can put that list 3 up there real quick so they know where to send that for Venmo. You guys can certainly send Super Chats. I mean, that's absolutely, that's encouraged. But if you guys want to send in Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, that is the preferred mode of transferal there for us. Transportation, yeah. So on Venmo, you can find me at Jack-Sperry, on Cash App, # Captain Jack 19, and PayPal at Captain Jack Repit. I do want to say at the top of the show here, we did have a Cash App that we didn't get to on the show, so sorry to Titus Kitchens. Titus sent in a $10 Cash App at the end of last show, so I wanted to give some love to Titus. If you guys want to send in a donation, I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you guys, if you're watching on mobile, put a screenshot up of this graphic right now so you always know where to send your money if you ever feel the need to send in a donation. It's not required. I want to make that abundantly clear. We love each and every one of you guys in there, whether you donate or not. But today we do have a couple of special promotions. If we can make $500 on today's show, I will drink a boot. Okay, so we haven't done a booting on here in a while here, Coop. But if we get to 500, I will do a boot today. It'll be water,
a boot plus all the tortilla slaps.
A boot plus all the slaps. All right. So if you guys send in, what would it be? What would this be here? Would that be that one? Why is the number I'm thinking of 100 slaps? 150. That actually is what it is, isn't it?
We're not doing
150s. 150s would be 500. But I don't think we're going to be doing that today. If we do get to 500, I'll do a boot. And then if we get to 1,000, Coop's going to do a boot. And Coop was telling me earlier he doesn't want to do a boot today, all right? So let's make him do that boot. He agreed to do it for $1,000 today. Let's get Coop going today with that $1,000 boot.
I really don't want to do a boot today, and here's why. Because we're going to Buffalo Wild Wings later.
Yep.
And if I were to do a boot, I think I would be effed.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be effed if we make it a 500 today. So one step at a time here, guys. If we get there, great. If not, at the end of the day, if we don't make 500, I'll have plenty of space for Buffalo Wild Wings.
No question about it. Let me get a Vibin Super Chat here.
So we got a first Super Chat of the day coming in from Vibin with the Dogs. One of our Black Diamonds here on Steelers Talk says, Russ should have never been pushing a sled. Yeah, man, it's just a stupid decision for the new Steelers training staff to have their quarterbacks do that kind of thing. But it's also Russ is getting older. We saw it with Aaron Rodgers last year. hopefully it doesn't end in the same tragic fashion that it did for Mr. Rogers last season. So I want to give a big shout out here to all of our Black Diamonds. These are the people that have put in at least $500 in Super Chat revenue. Coop, let's just roll through them here. I want to give love to every single person in here, but we have so many Black Diamonds at this point. We have over 50 Black Diamonds. That if I read them all off, it takes more than like 2 minutes. So I do appreciate each and every one of our Black Diamonds, man. If you're a Black Diamond, you get a customized Steelers jersey that we wear on our watch parties. We're going to be unveiling a lot of new Black Diamond jerseys for Week 1 against Atlanta on Sunday. And we also do a lot of great stuff. You get your very own Super Chat sticker if you are a Black Diamond. So it's $500 to join. They can be transferable. Okay, so if you want to donate one to somebody, you can absolutely do that as well. I want to give a big shout out to all of our Black Diamonds. You guys are the reason why that we get to do what we do every single day. So thank you so much for all of your support. Okay, so now make sure you guys like the stream. If you haven't already, type me in the chat if you've liked the stream already, all right? We got over 91 people in the chat right now. Coop, let's give a shout out to all the people down there right now. We got Brock Walker. We got Dominic. We got DJ KJ. We got Vibin' with the Dogs. We got Kevin Reed. We got DJ KJ. We got Steelers Dad. We got Christian Andujar. We got Pittsburgh Fan 412. We got Big Dog 412. We got Vibin' with the Dogs. We got King Confidence. We got Pat Lepla. Got Commander Wolf. We got Electric Divergent. We got Ollie the Reaper. We got Steeli. What's up, Steeli? Good to see you, man. We got Luke Nessie in here. We got Cassie. Everyone give Cassie some love in the chat.
Shout out, Cassie.
Cassie's going out with her friends later tonight while I hang out with the boys. Football? Yeah, when we go watch football tonight. So I won't see her for a little while. But we got Crazy Jelly Bean Dude in the chat as well. Says she wants Justin Fields to start. Vibin' with the Dog says Vibin' with Cassie. Electronic Divergent. Got a good crew in here, man. Over 100 people watching right now. Click that thumbs up icon. We got to get to at least 40 likes before we get into our first segment, though, guys. We're at 34 likes right now. It's super easy to do. It helps out the channel. So if you're a real one, if you're a Black Diamond and you haven't clicked that thumbs up icon, what the hell are you a Black Diamond for, man? Get that thumbs up icon clicked so that we can get into our first segment today. Going to be talking about some expectations for some Steelers players this year and whether they're going to meet those expectations, exceed those expectations, or fall short of those expectations. We're going to get to that once we hit 40 likes, so keep clicking that thumbs up icon.
If you watch this show, you should know by now that the second you get in the show, just hit the thumbs up.
Just click the thumbs up icon, man. Just do it. Okay, let's get into it right now. We just passed 40 likes. Let's get into our first segment right now, Mr. Coop. Today on Steelers Talk, we're going to be talking about 10 Steelers players on this roster heading into the 2024 season. Going to be talking about the expectations that have been put on them heading into this campaign and whether I think they're going to meet those expectations, fall short of those expectations, or exceed those expectations. So before we talk some Steelers players today and what I think lies in their future here in the 2024 season, get us started by going down there in the comments section and let me know which Steeler will exceed their expectations in 2024. Let me know down there in the comments section what's a Steelers player they think is going to be even better than what Steelers fans are expecting this year. So let's start with Russell Wilson, the starting quarterback. Now, it was announced the day that we were filming this video is actually going to go out later in the week, that Russell Wilson had some calf tightness and was limited in practice on Thursday. Still don't know what's going to come of that, whether he's going to play, whether he's not going to play. I'm sure by the time this video comes out, we'll have an answer to that. But in terms of if he's healthy and if he's ready to go, I think he's going to meet expectations. I think that he is somebody that is expected to come in here and he's expected to be pretty good, and he's expected to be a good game manager that throws the deep ball when there's an opportunity to do so, protect the football, and win games late. He proved last year with the Denver Broncos he's capable of doing all three of those things, and I think the Steelers' offense is going to be run more through their run game as opposed to the passing game. So I think Russ, he's not the superstar quarterback he once was in Seattle, but I do think he's still more than capable of being a functional starting quarterback, especially in a game manager role for this football team. So I'm going to say if he's healthy, he's going to meet expectations. So fill in the blank for me down there in the comments section. Russell Wilson will be a top blank NFL quarterback this season. Answer this question for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. And when that happens, take advantage of that time. But let me know, how good is Russell Wilson going to be this season? Then we get to George Pickens here. And of course, George is somebody that's heading into his third year in the NFL. He led the league in yards per reception last year. And the expectations are sky high for this young man, especially because the team didn't go out and get a guy like Brandon Ayuk, right? So I do think that the expectations are sky high. And I think he meets those expectations. I think he will be the legitimate number one receiver that this team is expecting him to be. I think the run game is going to eventually figure it out. And I think that because of that, there's not going to be as many double teams as people think are going to be put on George Pickens this season. And I think that he's going to have a really fantastic campaign where he's going to be able to get open and he's going to get the ball in space and he's going to be able to win those 50-50 balls down the boundary. And I'm very excited to see what he does here in 2024. Then we get to Cam Hayward here, who's coming off of groin surgery. All right, multiple surgeries last year. Really played through pain and injury. Didn't look like himself last year, but, I mean, would you look the same if you were playing with pain every single week? Couldn't practice during the week like he was dealing with last year. Now he claims to be back to 100% health. He just signed a new extension to keep him in Pittsburgh for the next 3 seasons. And I think he exceeds expectations because after last year, I think people think that he's starting to get a little bit cooked and he's starting to regress a bit. I think he goes back to closer where he was in 2022, where he was still one of the best interior defensive players in football. I think he works as hard as just about anybody in the National Football League. And he's really, really good as both a run defender and as a pass rusher when he's fully healthy, which he now is. Then we get to Broderick Jones, the second-year offensive tackle. And unfortunately, I think he's going to fall short of the expectations that are being put on him as a former first-round pick heading into his second year. And honestly, part of this is on the Steelers coaching staff for trying to play him at both right tackle and move him to left tackle and kind of move him back and forth. He was always somebody coming out of Georgia that needed to be developed, all right? He was always raw as a pass protector, and in my opinion, he needed to be put in one spot and just keep him there, all right? Stop flip-flopping around with him. The Steelers seem like they're not going to listen to me, and they're not going to listen to the people that know better here and just put him in one spot. It seems like they're going to try to move him around, and that's just the last thing that he needs to develop into the player he needs to become. So this year, I think they're going to flip-flop him around, and I think he's going to be worse off for it. Then we get to Dan Moore Jr., another offensive tackle, and where I think Broderick Jones is going to fall short of expectations, I actually think Dan Moore Jr. is going to exceed expectations because he's a player that a lot of Steelers fans are completely done with, right? He is somebody that's been in the league for a number of years. He's got a lot of time to prove what he can do, and to this point, he has not proven himself as a regular season player that is above average, right? But during the preseason and during training camp, he was very, very solid. If he translates that to the regular season, and I think that there's reason to think he may do that. His offensive line coach, Duke Manyweather, he is the most famous offensive line coach in the world, said he was one of the best players that worked out with him this offseason. So this is somebody that I think is finally ready to take the reins. And I think if Broderick Jones begins to fall, I think Dan Moore Jr. is going to be able to be just fine to take his place. So coming up here on Steelers Talk, more players to discuss on the Steelers roster and whether I think they're going to meet expectations, exceed expectations, or fall short of expectations. Let's get into our sponsor today with Game Time. And listen, man, I love Game Time. It's the only ticketing app I have on my phone because it's the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. And guys, we all know that experiencing a sporting event, especially a football game live at Acrisure Stadium for the Pittsburgh Steelers, is unlike anything you can get from watching the game on your couch. And then Game Time has a brand new feature on their app, which is unbelievable. It's called Game Time Picks. And what it does is it filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets on a bunch of different ticketing apps. And the way that it works is you go into a game that you want to go see, and you click the Game Time Picks button, and their special algorithm already filters out through all of their tickets on their app, and they show you the best deals on the best seats available on their platform. And what I love about using the Game Time app is that you get the lowest price guarantee on any ticket to any event. It's more than just sports, guys. It's music, it's comedy, it's theater. If you can get tickets to something, guys, you can get it on Game Time for the lowest price guarantee. Also, they have all-in pricing on their app, so you don't get slapped with crazy fees at checkout. I hate it when other apps do that. And then also flash deals, so you can get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to the event. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code ChatSports. It's one word, all caps, right down there in the bottom right of your screen for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Sixth player to discuss on today's video is Keanu Benton, second-year nose tackle out of Wisconsin. Really had some nice flashes last year in his rookie campaign, and now he's expected to assume the starting nose tackle role and really be a breakout player for this defense this year. And I think he meets those expectations. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to blow those expectations out of the water, like become an all-pro or anything like that, but I do think he is going to be a menace in terms of what he's able to do getting interior pressure on opposing quarterbacks, and then he's going to be a really, really good run defender, always in the backfield, getting TFLs. He's going to be a big piece in the Steelers' defensive success this year, and I cannot wait to see this young man play on Sundays this year. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we got daily Steelers videos here on the channel, 100% free, letting you guys know the latest surrounding this football team. Also, breaking news coverage every time there's a big injury update or the Steelers sign somebody or if there's a trade. We're going to have you guys covered right here on the channel with a video that gets out as soon as possible. We have 2 weekly live shows on Mondays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, plus a live watch party for every single Steelers game. We have the best community of Yinzers here on the channel, here on the platform, and then we're getting real close, guys, to 60,000 subscribers here on the channel. So help us get there right now by joining the largest individually run Steelers channel here on YouTube. All right, now let's get to Pat Freiermuth here, who I think is going to be a really, really good player for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense this year. And people will point to the injuries, and people will look to the lack of production in Matt Canada's offense with Trubisky and Pickett throwing him the ball. But you know what, man? I think he's going to exceed the expectations that a lot of fans have for him right now. As we know, the Steelers wide receiver room, let's just say it's not the most established in the league this year. You do have George Pickens, but the rest of the people in the room definitely need something to prove, or definitely have something to prove this year. Pat Freiermuth, I think, is going to slide in as potentially your number 2 receiving option. He's going to be either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields' safety blanket over the middle of the field this year. And I think he exceeds expectations in terms of production and in terms of role that he's going to have with the Pittsburgh Steelers offense this year. Then we get to Van Jefferson. And speaking of this wide receiver room, I actually think Van Jefferson, who has had a really tough couple of years, he's dealt with injuries, he's played injured. When he's been on the field, he has not been productive these last 2 seasons. I think he exceeds expectations and becomes the bona fide number 2 receiver for the Steelers this season. I think that role will eventually be assumed by Roman Wilson, who the team took out of Michigan in this year's NFL draft. But for this season, Van Jefferson runs crisp routes. He caught 300 passes on the jugs machine every day after practice and training camp. So the drops that have been an issue for him, I'm not sure are going to be as big of an issue this year. He's big, and he's got really good speed to win down the field, all right? So I think with guys like Justin Fields and Russell Wilson that can throw the deep ball, he's going to be the beneficiary of a lot of those deep shots this year, particularly on early downs when they want to take a shot play on those early downs. I think he's going to exceed expectations this year, and he's going to be just fine. Another player to discuss here is Darnell Washington, because I hear a lot of people on Steelers Twitter being like, this guy's going to be a breakout superstar at tight end. He's so physically gifted, and there's certain things that he's very gifted at. One of those things that he's not gifted at, though, is short area quickness, and you really need to have that to be an elite route runner and separator in the National Football League, and Washington just doesn't have that. So in terms of being a receiver, I think he falls short of a lot of expectations. Like, you know, for such a big guy, his straight line speed is very impressive, and he's a really good blocker in space, all right? So I will give him credit for that, and because of that, he's going to be the number 2 tight end here in Pittsburgh, and he's going to have a very valuable role as almost like a 6th offensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year in the run game. But in terms of his prowess as a receiver, I'm not sure if I have super high expectations here. So if you're expecting anything from him as a receiver, I think he's going to fall short of those expectations. Now, before we get into my final player to discuss today, make sure you like the video to help us out, man. If you're ready for week 1, like we are here at Steelers Talk, do me a favor, click that thumbs up icon right now and help today's video. Final player to discuss is rookie inside linebacker Peyton Wilson, who I think is going to be one of the breakout stars at the position here over the next 2 seasons or so. I think he exceeds expectations. He's going to be a rotational piece to start. He's going to be coming in on obvious passing situations and that sort of thing. But I think he's going to be really good in that role. And eventually, I think by season's end, he's probably going to be an every down starter. I think he's that good. I think he's going to be, he reminds me a lot of Luke Kuechly when he was coming out of Boston College. He's just so instinctual. He's so fundamentally sound. And he's got really, really special physical tools to work with. So I really like Peyton Wilson. If he stays healthy, he's definitely going to exceed his high expectations this year. So wrap up the show here by going down there in the comments section and let me know which Steeler will not meet expectations in 2024. Will it be Russell Wilson? Will it be somebody else? Let me know down there in the comments section. You started the show by letting me know somebody that's going to exceed expectations. Now wrap up the show by telling me somebody that will not. Okay, now, make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We made it to the end of today's show. We will have another video here on Steelers Talk for you guys tomorrow, if not later today. So I really do appreciate all of your support. If you want more Steelers content like this every single day, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. All right, Mr. Coop, first segment in the books. Got 126 people watching live around the world right now. Let's see if we've gotten... So Cassie just asked me a question. I'll just answer it real quick. So here we go, guys. Coming up next, my final Steelers record prediction. It all comes down to this. Do I think the Steelers get to double-digit wins? Do I think that they're going to make the playoffs? Do I think that this team will be better or worse than what they had last year? They were 10-7 last year. Well, I'm going to reveal that answer here in just a second. But first, man, go ahead and send in a donation if you haven't already. I really do appreciate everybody that does. Every single dollar goes towards making more Steelers content for you guys every single day. Any super chat, you're going to get a shout out on the show. $10, we'll take shots for you guys. $50, we got Tortilla Slaps. I know how much you guys love those. Get this NFL season started with a slap, as we like to say. $100 we bang for you. Pause, plus here we go Steelers. And then a Gong hit for every 500 Venmo we get, plus we give away a black diamond. If you guys don't know, this is where you can find us on Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. YouTube takes 30% of every dollar you donate. So if you guys want to send in something here, and say a little thank you to the show. We greatly appreciate all of your support. Plus, we'll give you guys a shout out on the show if you send in a donation. Okay, so now, before we get into our next official segment,
let's do it.
Let's have a little discussion here, Coop, because today I released my official preseason NFL quarterback rankings. And, we've been talking about this. We've been debating a lot about this in the office today once I dropped this list. And, the thing about this thing, when it's a 50 through number 1 list, right?
Correct.
So there's gonna be disagreements no matter who you are, right? So
you can't please everyone.
You can't please everyone with these kinds of lists, but I've watched the film on all of these guys. I've gone through the box scores. I've gone through the analytics. I've ever since the draft finished, I've been watching film on all these guys, trying to do my best with this list here. So let's reveal my list here. So let's start with 50 to 51. And nothing much to talk about here, I would say. I think the things that are noticeable here are Daniel Jones, who is my lowest rated NFL starting quarterback, all the way down at 43rd. He was awful for the New York Giants last year, and he has a lot to prove with the G-Men this year. By the way, I have 3 Giants quarterbacks listed in this one section, so definitely not great. I probably not much to discuss there. You still got Jameis Winston, Joe Flacco are decent backups, even though they put the ball in harm's way. Then you get to 40 to number 31. I got Sam Darnold at number 31. Will Levis and Drake May as kind of like higher upside, but extremely volatile players towards the end of the top 32. Gardner Minshew, I think that he was kind of elevated by Shane Steichen's offense last year. I think in Luke Getsy's Raiders offense, he's going to look a lot worse than he did last year in Indy. I really like Cooper Rush, Mason Rudolph, Jake Browning as really solid backups.
What about Michael Penix?
Michael Penix I like him. He's not going to provide much in terms of off-schedule playmaking, but he's got a great deep ball. He processes information well. I think that he gets the ball out quickly. So I think that he's one of the more pro-ready quarterbacks that came out in this year's draft. excited to see what he can do if he gets an opportunity this year.
Will he get an opportunity?
I don't know, man. We will see. We got Bo Nix at number 39. I just didn't really see enough from him in the preseason. I know that he had good stats in the preseason, but it was a lot of deacon and dunking. It wasn't a lot of downfield throws for him. Need to see more from Nix to put him higher on my list. Get to the 20s here. This is where I have Russell Wilson. I have him ranked number 23 in football behind Derek Carr and Anthony Richardson. I have Baker Mayfield lower than Russell Wilson right now, but I think Carr, Wilson, and Mayfield are kind of in the same kind of bubble there. Very similar type of quarterbacks, in my opinion. Then Bryce Young, Jacoby Brissett, Tyrod Taylor, Andy Dalton, Justin Fields at number 29. And guess who I have Fields over? Mr. Deshaun Watson, who stinks.
Go find a massage parlor, Deshaun. You're going to need it.
I think Deshaun, I mean, I understand why people want to put Deshaun higher on their list just because.
The brother's awful.
But he's been very, very bad the last 2 years. He hasn't been a top 10 quarterback in 4 years at this point. So I've seen enough from Deshaun to put him this low on my list. I would rather have Justin Fields at this point in time than Deshaun Watson. That's where I'm at. I'm also a big fan of Andy Dalton, Tyrod Taylor, and Jacoby Brissett as high-end bridge starters and backups. I think those are very elite backup quarterbacks still in this league. And I think Bryce Young, I think that he could be a lot higher on this list by midseason or the end of the season. I still believe in his talent. 11 through 20, I have Caleb and Jaden Daniels, 19 and 20. Both of those guys could be top 10 guys by the end of the next 2 seasons. I think that those guys are going to be special. Trevor Lawrence, I have at 18. I think there's a good group of really good game managers in here. Jared Goff, Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, and Kirk Cousins, I think are all really good game managers. Jordan Love, I think could be definitely top 10. I have no qualms with anybody that puts Jordan Love in the top 10, Coop, just because of the talent that he has. But midway through last season, Packers fans were talking about cutting this guy.
Oh, yeah.
He was bad the first half of the season.
He had a great second half of last year.
And he had a great final quarter of the season. From Thanksgiving onward, he was unbelievable. I want to see him sustain that at the start of this season before I put him in the top 10 because there's some really great talents from 12 upwards. Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, very mobile quarterbacks that can make things happen off schedule. I have Brock Purdy in my top 10.
And now, the top 10.
There we go. Brock Purdy is in my top 10, and I know some people are going to disagree with that because, he's smaller. Oh, he doesn't have the biggest arm in the world. But it's not even that he wins. It's that he does everything that normal NFL fans can't see. All right, it's the nuances, it's the footwork, it's the accuracy, it's the anticipation. By the way, he's an underrated playmaker. He's one of the best playmakers in football off schedule too. People forget that about Brock Purdy. So I think he is a top 10 QB. I have Dak at number 9, Justin Herbert at 8, CJ Stroud, at number 7, number 6, Matthew Stafford. I still have Aaron Rodgers as a top 5 quarterback. We'll see if after a year off with that Achilles tear that he makes me look dumb for that, but I still think he's an awesome quarterback. Lamar Jackson, number 4, Josh Allen, number 3, Joe Burrow with that terrible haircut and terrible picture he has this year at number 2, and then Patrick Mahomes. I mean, who else is going to be number 1?
You have Mahomes at 1?
I have Mahomes at 1. That's crazy, right?
You ridiculous man. Let us know where you guys think Russell Wilson will land, though. Will he be a top blank NFL QB?
So we do have some Venmos coming in here, so I will get these in for you, Mr. Coop.
Make sure you send those to me. DV Production says Lamar at 2nd.
So Coop, give your take on my list here. If there's anything that you disagree with on there, and kind of just discuss that while I get the Venmos going here.
I got it. I'm talking with the chat as well. Brock Walker says Russ will be the 25th best QB. Andujar says 15. Kevin Reed says top 10. If Russ is the top 10 QB, the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl.
Like I said, man, I think 23rd is fair.
23rd's fair.
And I think the Steelers can be successful with that. If their run game is as good as they think it's going to be this year, you don't need to have a top 10 quarterback to have success this year.
Christian Andujar says he disagrees with Hurts at 11. Would you have him higher
Would you have him higher or lower?
Let us know. I'd probably put Love over Kyler Murray just because we haven't seen Kyler be successful in a while, and we've seen it more recently from Love.
Yeah, but we've seen Kyler do it for a whole season. We have not seen Love do it for a whole season. This is true. And, I still believe in Kyler. He's limited in the fact that he can't throw over the middle the way that he wants to. because he's just so goddamn tiny.
He is.
But he can throw outside the numbers better than almost any quarterback in football. His pocket presence is almost as good as anyone in football. And his ability to run with the ball is top 5 at the position today.
But he is very tiny.
He is very tiny, but, if you give him the perimeter weapons, like you give him a D-Hop, now you give him a Marvin Harrison Jr., I think he's going to be just fine,
Trey
man.
McBride as well.
Absolutely. So I'm going to send these to you right now.
We also got a $6 Trooper chat coming in from Kurgan Cole.
Kurgan, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us today. Says jumping in for a few minutes.
Go.
Appreciate you, Kurgan.
Shout out to Kurgan, man. I love having Fields over Deshaun Watson, by the way. I think that's hilarious. And true, because Deshaun Watson is a bad football player.
Deshaun Watson sucks. I don't care what anybody says. He's bad.
Now, I will say, Joe Burrow at 2, coming off the injury, is a little bold, but I also have Joe Burrow at 2, so I agree with that.
Absolutely. Okay, so today our special promotions for Super Chats are if we get a $500 Venmo, we'll give away a Black Diamond, plus Coop is going to slap me with this entire pack of tortillas.
Look at what happened to my head.
Are you good?
I'm great.
So if we get a 500 from somebody, not saying that we need it, but if we get it, I'll get slapped with this entire pack of tortillas by Coop. All right? So if you guys want to see that happen, we can do that. Haven't hit the gong in a while. Kind of feel like I want to hit the gong today, Coop, because it's the start of a season. All right? So I kind of feel like I want to do that. If it doesn't happen, not a big deal. But if we get to $500 total today, I'll drink a boot. All right? So I want to drink a boot today to consummate a new NFL season. And then if we get to 1,000, Coop's going to drink a boot today.
Go.
All right? So appreciate all of your guys' support.
Shout out to Kurgan with the $9 super chat. Says, sup, Coop, Jack, and Yins. Kurgan, what is up, my friend? What's going on?
It's good to see you, my friend. Thanks for stopping by
Great
today.
to see you.
A 6 and a 9. You guys know what that means. Go ahead and spam those nices for Mr. Kurgan Cold in the chat. 69. Very nice.
Very nice.
I like.
All right, let me get these Venmos here sorted out.
All right, man. So we got some Venmos. We'll get to them here. And if we can get to 500 today, I'll do a boot. If we can get a $500 Venmo, we'll give away a Black Diamond. We'll hit the gong, and I'll get slapped in the face with the tortilla pack. And we still got some nice. We still have my final record prediction for the Steelers coming up here soon. So spam those nices. We got DV Productions. We got Lucas Skew. We got Brock Walker. We got The Jerk Is Mine. We got Dominic. We got Vibing with the Dogs. We got DJ KJ. We got Marilyn Krieger in here. We got Pittsburgh Fan 412. We got Pat Lepla. We got Steelers Dad. We got Titus Kitchens. We got Brock Walker. We got CWK. We got Luke Nessie. And I want to do the $20 one first. We got Kevin Reed. Got James, I don't know. We got Steeli. We got Kurgan Cold saying, rise, Yins. Let's go, baby. New season in the NFL. Hopefully the Ratbirds take an L today. I would love nothing more than to see the reigning champs take down the Ratbirds. And by the way, if the Ravens lose tonight, they are officially last place in the AFC North to start the season. How great would that be, man? How great would that be? Let's go. Kurgan says, love y'all. It's football season. Let's go, Kurgan. I'm excited too. And you know who else is excited? Mr. Titus Kitchens with a $20 Venmo. Actually, it's a Cash App, so appreciate you, Titus. By the way, I want to say it right now. Titus sent us a $10 Cash App last week as well. We forgot to get to it, so Titus, I apologize to you, my friend. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for that $20 Venmo, Cash App, whatever you guys want to call it. Thank you for the $20 donation. I want to see people giving Titus some love in the chat. Let's go, baby. Dominic says score prediction tonight. Dominic, I will get to that at the end of the show today. All right? I will get you with my score prediction at the end of the show, so don't go anywhere. Appreciate you, Titus. We got Dominic spamming Titus, Dylan spamming Titus, Maryland spamming Titus. We got Pat in there. Let's go, baby. And guess what, baby? $50 Venmo from my man Pittsburgh Fan 412. Let's go. 412, let us know who you want to get slapped. That is our first slap of the day. All right, so if you want me to get slapped, if you want Coop to get slapped, let us know, 412, and we'll make it happen. So, Coop, keep your eye on the chat here. 412 is my guy. Thank you for that 20
Shout out
or
$50
donation. And then, you know what we haven't done in a while, Coop? We haven't banged in a while. Pause, because this one's rolling in from Dylan Lewandowski. Bang! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Let's go. So Pittsburgh fan 412 says it was in the message who he wants to get slapped. So he says Coop slap. So does that mean Coop gets slapped or Coop slaps me?
Which one does that mean?
I don't know what that means, 412. Let us know. But Dylan, thank you so much. And he says, here we go, Steelers, in his Venmo message. So big shout out to Dylan. Spam those Dylans in the chat. Let's go. We're on our way to 500 today, folks. Let's go.
He says both. A slap each.
So a slap each. But he only put in a 50. So he has to pick one.
He said there were 2 50s.
Wait, was there 2 50s? I'm checking right now. There might have been 2 50s. I'm only seeing 150. I'm double checking right now. Oh, never mind. There was 250s.
Sperry, F. Sperry in the chat.
F. Sperry in the chat. By the way, he put in 250s. So let's give one up here for my friend, Pittsburgh fan 412. Bang! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Appreciate you, 412. Appreciate you, Dylan. Show some love to our real ones down there in the chat. And we got Steelers Dad coming in with a $50 super chat. So that's another slap. He says, I know you want to hit the gong. Maybe hit Coop with the tortilla slap instead. Looking for Ratbirds lost.
We are hoping for a Ratbird lost.
So we do have a Venmo alert coming in here.
Let's go.
All right, man. We're going to get to these slaps here at some point.
I feel like we have to do the slaps after we do the segment.
I think
Can't
so.
have your face red during the segment. Our bosses
fair
would
enough,
not
fair
be
enough, fair
happy.
enough. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the slaps after the next segment. All right? Just so my face isn't red and my bosses get mad at me for having a red face during the cut. All right? So we're going to get through these Venmos, then we'll do the cut, then we'll do the slaps, then we'll go into some season predictions. All right, man? So we said today that if we got a $500 Venmo, I would get slapped with the entire pack of tortillas. Well, guess who's back, baby? After a little hiatus, this one's rolling in from Platinum 666. Bang! 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 Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Platinum
666 with a $500 Venmo. And you guys know what that means. We are giving away a brand new black diamond right here on the show. Let's go. And I think I know who I want to send this to, man. I think I know who I want to give this to. Somebody that's really been great for our show here over the last couple of weeks. He's kind of new to the channel, but he's been a real one since he's shown up, all right? So I want to welcome to Steelers Talk Black Diamond Club, Mr. Steeli. Let's go. Give it up for Steeli in the chat and give it up for Platinum 666. Let's freaking go.
Let's go.
He's back, baby.
Also, listen to Kurgan. Hit the like button and the sub button.
Listen to Kurgan. He knows what's up. Appreciate you, Kurgan. Appreciate you, Platinum. Appreciate you, 412. Appreciate you, Dylan. And I appreciate everybody in the chat.
Go.
I appreciate everybody that's just here to watch the fun, all right? This is a good time. It's a new season of NFL football, baby. Welcome to Steelers Talk Black Diamond Club, Steeli. I appreciate you. Woo! Woo! Okay, so in Platinum's message, Platinum's message, he said 5 slaps and a black diamond. So we gave away the black diamond. He said 5 slaps. And
You're getting a million slaps already.
So he says he wants all of his slaps to go towards you.
No way.
You can read it and weep.
I don't believe you.
You can read it and weep.
You're going to do me like that, Platinum? That's fucked up.
Get ready for some pain, Coop. Let's go.
By the way, our bosses are mad that they're in J. Well, here's the thing. That's your fault.
Our bosses are mad that we're in J?
Yeah, and guess what? It's their fault.
It literally is their fault. It literally is their fault.
What are we going to do?
What are we going to do, man? I'm sorry. Okay? And by the way, we do have a super chat coming in here, Coop. So we do have a super chat here. So Platinum, we were getting a little worried, man. We haven't seen you in a little bit. We haven't seen you since the preseason game. Glad to see you're back, my man. Welcome back to the show. $500, giving somebody a black diamond. And we got a bunch of great people in the chat right now, man. We got Ali the Reaper. We got CWK. We got DV Productions. We got Charles Welther. We got Brock Walker. We got Lucas Skew. We got Pittsburgh Fan 412. He says, welcome back, P666. We got Kurgan down there telling people to click that thumbs up icon. We got a bunch of great people in the chat right now. Marilyn Krieger says, always listen to Kurgan. Couldn't agree more. And by the way, our new Black Diamond, Steeli, coming in with a $50 super chat. Steeli, let us know who you want that slap to go to. So what's the slap tally right now?
I don't even know.
Let's get a little bit of a slap tally
I've
going.
got 6.
Okay, so Sperry and Coop. So I know for sure 412 wants 1 for each. I know Platinum wants 5 just for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll still do the mega slap. I said that if I took 5, or if someone sent in a 500, I would do the mega slap. Okay, so plus mega slap.
And I think you had 1 more as well.
From who?
412.
From 412?
Yeah.
I was only 1. Oh, and a boot. So I have to do a boot today, too. So I have to do a mega boot or a mega slap plus a boot by the end of the show.
Which means we need to get into our next segment.
We need to get into this segment, guys. I appreciate all of your generosity.
We love you guys.
Because of you guys, man, that we get to do this show every single day. And I appreciate everybody that's in this chat hanging out with us today on NFL Kickoff Thursday. It's been a fun show so far. It's only going to get better. So let's get into our next segment here on the show so we can get to the Slap-a-Palooza. Okay?
I can't believe this.
So Steeli says, I get the slap. Okay, so I get Steeli's slap. And he says, no, give it to Coop. Oh, let's go. So Coop, all the slaps are just being... So right now, Coop has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slaps.
I want you to know I'm never doing this again. So this is your last chance.
You heard him. This is the last chance to get slaps on Coop. So let's rack them up. Let's get it done. Okay, let's get into our final segment so we can just focus on fun for the rest of the show. Let's get into my final Steelers record prediction right here on Steelers Talk. Welcome into Steelers Talk, and of course, the NFL season kicks off this weekend. So today, it's the moment of truth. I got to give my final 2024 Steelers record prediction here. so we can take a look back at this in a couple of months and see how close I got. Last year, the Steelers were 10-7. So today I'm going to let you guys know how I think they do in 2024. On Sunday, we will be going live for our live watch party for week 1 between the Steelers and Falcons. We're going to be starting that show at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys join us at that time and place and day, because it's going to be a fantastic day here on Steelers Talk. Watch party season is back, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Okay, now let's get into the first week. Atlanta Falcons versus the Steelers. In my preview, I actually picked the Steelers to win. But with all the Russell Wilson stuff, his calf tightens up, might be Justin Fields, it might be Russell Wilson. There's a lot of uncertainty surrounding this football game. So because I have the Falcons as a playoff team this year and they're the home team, I think if you knew for sure that you had a healthy Russell Wilson, I think the Steelers win this game. But with the uncertainty, I'm going to go with the Falcons to win week 1 in my official record prediction. Week 2 against the Broncos. I think Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, whoever the quarterback ends up being, is going to get the W against the Broncos in Mile High. It's never an easy place to play, especially early on in the season with the altitude and all that stuff. But I do think the Steelers will make life hard on Bo Nix and that defense. I think he'll make multiple big mistakes in the passing game, and I think the Steelers defense really leads that team to victory in week 2. Then we get to the Chargers game in week 3. I think the home opener will be victorious for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not actually a big believer in the Chargers this year. I think Harbaugh is going to need a couple years to really build his program to his liking. I'm not a big fan of Greg Roman and his fit with the quarterback Justin Herbert. Plus, Herbert's been dealing with injuries all throughout training camp, so how long is it going to take for him to knock off the rust? I think the Steelers defense, once again, has a good game, and the Steelers start the season 2-1. So let me know down there in the comments section, will the Steelers make the playoffs this year? They made it last year with Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, and Mitch Trubisky. Will they make it this year with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields? Give me a yes or a no down there in the comments section for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds, and when that happens, take advantage of that time by giving me a yes or a no. Got one from our next one, for the Colts game on the road in week 4. I'm going to have them take a loss. I like Shane Steichen as a coach, and I think that the Colts offense is very difficult to prepare for because you got some nice weapons in terms of receiving weapons. Then you got Anthony Richardson, who's just a dynamic rusher of the football. Plus, I think he's going to be very hot and cold this year. I think at home, this will be one of his hotter days. I think that the Colts win this one, and the Steelers take their second loss of the year. Then against the Cowboys, this one might surprise some people. I think the Cowboys are going to regress this year. They don't have their defensive coordinator for many years, and Dan Quinn, who moved on to Washington to be their head coach, and their run game is completely shot. I don't believe in Ezekiel Elliott. I don't believe in Dalvin Cook. I think they're both washed at this point in their career. And I think in this game, it's going to be at Acrisure. This defense is going to be getting after Dak Prescott. And once again, the defense is going to lead this team to victory on Sunday Night Football in a big one in week 5. Then they get another win in week 6 against the Raiders on the road. Don't like the running game. Don't like the quarterbacks there in Las Vegas. I think that the Steelers might not even give up more than a touchdown in that football game. Then we get to the Jets game in week 7. Another primetime game. I think they're going to lose this one to Robert Saleh, Aaron Rodgers, and crew. I think it will be hard fought, but I do think the Jets come away with the victory. Then in week 8, you get the win against the New York Giants, who I think are absolutely atrocious this year. They have the worst quarterback room in the NFL, a really shaky O-line, some major question marks on defense as well. Don't really believe in the Giants at all, so I will take the W there in week 8. Week 9 is a bye for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then week 10, you get to the Commanders, where I'm going to have them get another W here. Commanders' offensive line, very shaky. Steelers' pass rush, I think, is going to get after them, and I think they take the win there in week 10. So right now, there's a lot of green showing here on this schedule. Can the Steelers keep it up and make the playoffs here in 2024? I'll have my answer here in just a second, but before we get into it, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Prize Picks, which is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. All you have to do is pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and then watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily action with your friends and become a part of the Prize Picks community today. One Caleb Williams passing yard gets you one win on Prize Picks every week for the month of September. That's right, only one passing yard from Caleb Williams gets you an automatic win every football weekend in September. So that means 4 weeks of free W's. Don't miss this deal on Prize Picks because it's gone the second September ends. Also, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. So let's take a look at my projection for week 1 of the NFL schedule. I'm going to take the easy 1-yard projection for Caleb Williams, taking the more there. I'll take the more on receiving yards for Tyreek Hill because I think he gets more than 100 receiving yards. Then I'll take the more on James Conner rushing yards because I think James Conner is one of the more underrated running backs in football. I think he's going to have a nice day on Sunday. So really do appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's edition of Steelers Talk. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Then we get to week 11 versus the Ravens, and we know the Pittsburgh Steelers are the Ravens' daddies, so I'm going to take the win here in week 11. More green on the Steelers' schedule to this point. However, it's time to see some red here, as I do think the Browns game in week 12 will end in a loss. I think that at that point in the season, Nick Chubb's going to be back. That run game is going to be going again. That defense is going to be really good as well. And the Browns will be home, so I'll have them win that one. Then you go to the Bengals in week 13. It's still going to be warm enough, in my opinion, at that point in the season for Joe Burrow to be effective. And at home, I think the Bengals take the win there. But then you play the Browns just 1 week after in week 14. I think they take the win there. I think they split against the Browns. I think the Browns and Steelers are actually constructed in very similar ways. Really good defenses, bruising run games, limited quarterbacks, right? So very similar teams here. I think the Steelers are a better team overall, but because they're so similar in terms of their build, I think they end up splitting this season. So make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon if you haven't already to help out the channel today. I greatly appreciate everybody that does anything to help this channel, whether that's subscribing, whether that's liking the video. And honestly, liking the video is the easiest way to help out our channel. It takes a half second of your time, and it tells the YouTube algorithm to push this video out to more Steelers fans like yourselves. So if you want to help us grow and you're feeling generous today, click that thumbs up icon right now. Then we get to week 15, where I have the Steelers taking another loss, this time at the hands of the Eagles. So that's 3 losses in 4 weeks at this point in the schedule. But then week 16, you get the sweep over the Baltimore Ravens on the road. I just think that the Steelers are built to beat the Baltimore Ravens. I just think that they are built for this portion of the season, running the football, playing great defense, and then the Steelers always seem to find a way in the fourth quarter to beat the Ravens. So I'm going to have them sweep the Ratbirds here in 2024. But then in week 17, the Chiefs, I'm going to have them lose on Christmas Day. Now, I will keep in mind here that the Steelers could win this game, especially if it's a weather game, right? If the Steelers' run game is going, it's going to be colder than a witch's ass out there at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh on Christmas Day, all right? So don't count the Steelers out in that game, but it's the reigning champs. Let's be realistic. I think they're going to win. Then we get to week 18, and if the playoffs are on the line, I think the Steelers win. I believe this is actually at home, not at the Bengals. They are home against the Bengals for the season finale. F. Coop in the comments. I think that they win that football game. I think that at that point in the year, it's going to be much colder, snow on the ground, windier. I don't think Joe Burrow and that passing attack is going to be as successful as they are in week 13. I think the Steelers come away with the victory to finish out the year. So where does this end up with the Pittsburgh Steelers record-wise? It's 10-7. Now, will that be enough to get them into the playoffs? I don't know. We'll have to see how everything shakes out. In the modern NFL, you really do need to get to that double-digit win mark to end up making the playoffs. It's kind of just the way it works. So this will definitely put the Steelers in wild card contention, but I'm not sure it would be enough to win the division. Now, in terms of the range that I could see the Pittsburgh Steelers get this year, I think that the ceiling is 12-5. If Russell Wilson is the best he can possibly be, if the offensive line, if the answers along that group get answered, the run game is solid, all that stuff, I think the highest they can get is 12-5 this year. And then the floor is going to be 9-8, because until I see Mike Tomlin have a losing season, I'm not going to project that that's even a possibility, because he's gone over a decade and a half of this streak here. So I think that eventually they're going to find something out. I think the floor is going to be 9-8. And I think that this is a pretty good range for the Pittsburgh Steelers heading into the year. So now it's your turn. Let me know down there in the comments section. Predict the Steelers' record in 2024. I have them at 10-7. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. I can't wait to see how you're feeling about the Pittsburgh Steelers heading into this very pivotal 2024 campaign. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I greatly appreciate all of your support. And until next time, guys, here we go, Steelers. All right. We got some more super chats that rolled in. I think one more super chat. I'll check.
One more?
Let's see here. All right, so no more new Venmos. We do have one super chat that came in here. We will get to the slaps and the boot momentarily. Let's have a little bit of a tally here. Guys, we're close to the Coop boot too.
We are.
All right, so we're close to the Coop boot. I'll let you guys know how far away we are.
Shout out to Marilyn Krieger with the 50, who says slap for Coop since it's the last chance. Marilyn, you didn't have to do that to me like that, but we appreciate you nonetheless. Yeah, my face is going to be really sore. I might have to wear a helmet.
So
Sperry can't multitask at all. He has no idea what's going on.
I have no idea. What are you doing?
Marilyn gave us a 50.
Oh, Marilyn, I'm sorry. Marilyn, thank you so much.
You see, he can't multitask at all.
Says slap for Coop since it's the last chance. Sorry, buddy. So Coop's up to 8 slaps. I'm up to 1 slap, regular slap, a mega slap, and then a boot. So that's
what a joke.
So that's where I'm at. Minus 100. So right now, oh shoot, fuck.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm trying to calculate this.
No
here.
cursing.
892. 892. So, goodness gracious.
Platinum says, where are the slaps being administered? In the face.
In the face. So right now, we're $108 away from Coop doing a boot.
That is true.
So we're $108 away from Coop
Platinum
doing a boot.
says, what's a mega slap? Good thing you asked, Platinum. I'm going to slap Sperry with the entire package of tortillas.
So Platinum, not only am I going to slap Coop 5 times for your 500, but I said if we got a $500 super chat today, we're going to do a mega slap, which is the entire pack of tortillas.
All right.
Okay, so we need to do the mega slap first, obviously.
Yep.
So let's get that going. Let's get these slaps going. Let's have some fun, baby. Let's go. It's a new season on Steelers Talk.
I'm going to go get our boots and everything as
Platinum says, can it be transferred to Coop?
No. Absolutely not.
To be fair to Coop, Platinum, I said I would do it. So I will do the 5 slaps. The 5 slaps, the original 5 will still count for Coop. I will just take the slap. It's going to hurt a lot, Ali the Reaper. I'm not going to lie, man. It's going to hurt a lot.
I don't even know what the proper way to do this is.
Okay. Oh, God, this is going to hurt so bad. Okay, you ready?
Well, should I go this way or this way?
Does it matter?
Are we doing with the package on?
Yeah. Well, we got to keep them all together. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh my God. This is a bad idea. Okay. All right, I'm actually gonna take. Yep. I'm gonna to the side there. Oh, it's so heavy. I'm not, oh my God, bro. If there's another 500, I'll do it again, but that hurts. All right. We didn't get 100 yet. Oh my goodness. Coop, give me a small boot. Oh my gosh. Guys, this is, I think it's like 20 or so, maybe. No, it's 8 tortillas, so it's an 8-count pack. It just feels so heavy. He didn't even slap me that hard. That's the thing. He didn't even slap me that hard, and it still hurt a lot. Oh my gosh. All right. Time to get some payback on Coop here, folks. When he comes back, we'll be drinking the boots. Platinum says you need to do these like the face slapping championships. Platinum, I am not holding back on Coop. I promise that. Coop's kind of a baby when it comes to slapping people. I will not be. I promise. Pittsburgh fan 412 says Coop is weak. Couldn't agree more. Jamar Bly says, hey guys, what's up Steelers Talk family? Maryland says, I would have slapped harder. I agree, Maryland. I think Maryland could have slapped harder than Coop there. I mean, I think he let me off easy. It still hurt because there's just so many tortillas in here. But I'm happy Coop's my producer because he doesn't hit very hard, man. I'm not gonna lie. Platinum says if I can draw blood, he will put $500 in Venmo in. I'll do my best, Platinum. I'm gonna slap him hard, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Kenneth with a $2 super chat. Kenneth, Coop is currently getting our boots right now, so we can't show your super chat. We'll get it up eventually. But he says, go Steelers. Kenneth Leonard Sr., everybody. Appreciate you, Kenneth. You're a real one. Dude, we haven't done these tortilla slaps in a while, right? So I've been itching to get these slaps going, and I haven't slapped somebody in a while. I'm ready to get this going. All right, so Coop. So by the way, we are $106 away from Coop doing a boot.
We're going to save this
because
once we get it, we're going to race.
Yeah, we're going to save the boots because I have a feeling we're going to get to 1,000 today. And once that happens, Coop and I are going to boot race. Okay? So Coop has 8 slaps and I have 1 regular slap right now. So that's the count right now. And by the way, Coop, Platinum said that if I draw blood, he's putting in another $500 Venmo. So I'm sorry, but I got to go all out on you. Yeah, if
What? That is not happening. If he draws blood, it's over. No blood.
Coop says no blood. Coop says no blood. We'll see. I'm going to slap him hard here, folks, all right? And he's got 8 of them to go. Remember when we did 100 slaps, Coop? When you slapped me 100 times in a row on the show? That was crazy, man. Pittsburgh fan 412 says Coop's cheek better be glowing red. I'm going to do my best. Your cheek, yeah. Coop goes, my what? Pause. Platinum says add guacamole plus 50. We don't have guacamole, unfortunately. Platinum says, did you reach 1K today? Not yet. We're $106 away, Platinum, just so you know.
How many slaps am I here for?
8. All right, get on this side. All right.
Can you mix up which side?
Yeah, I'll alternate, okay? All right, so first one.
Not that hard.
No?
No.
Sorry. Okay. I'm not good. I got him good there. I faked him out. That one was hard. I'm sorry. Look how... Can you guys see how red his face is right now? That's 6. 7. One more. You got one more, dude.
That's it.
Coop says that's it.
No more. Mercy.
Oh, I slapped him as hard as I could slap him on the first one, and he goes, not that hard. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Just got a Venmo alert.
No more Coop slaps.
So I guess we're done with it. So Coop says he's done with slaps today.
Forever.
And you still have to slap me one time, a regular slap.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to come up and do that. Maryland says, taken like a champ. Pat Lepla says, poor Coop. Pittsburgh Steelers fan 412 says, LOL. Oh my goodness. Okay, man. We actually haven't gotten to $1,000 on a stream since our last preseason watch party. It's been a little bit, but guess what, baby? We're back because this one's rolling in from Planet Oh.
Platinum says he will fly out and slap both of us for fun with tortillas. Platinum, if you fly out, you can come slap us with tortillas.
Platinum, you can slap me as many times as you want with a tortilla, man. That's all I'll say, pause.
I love the way they're talking to you.
I love the way they're talking to you, Coop. And by the way, in his Venmo, he just simply goes, F Coop. I love the way they're talking to you, Coop.
Platinum, I just want you to know that I am in charge of whether this show goes on the air or not.
Luke Nessie says pies to the face next time. You know what? You know what? Our next live show next Monday. So next Monday, the day after the game, we're going to be going live. If we get to $1,000 on that show, I'll get pied in the face.
We will have to figure out the logistics on that because our bosses would probably murder us if we did that in the studio.
We've cracked eggs on my head before. We can figure out a way to do it. We can figure out a way to do a pie to the face. All right.
Are we about to boot race here?
So Platinum says, so you can't be bought out. What does that mean?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that, Platinum? I think I can be bought out, whatever that means. I think he's talking to you though, Coop.
I have principles.
Luke Nessie says, I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. I love the way they're talking to you, Coop.
Come on now, Chip.
They're winners. Winners get to say what they want. All right, we got one more slap. Then we have a boot race to get to. And then we'll get into tonight's game. All right, Ravens Chiefs. We'll give our predictions. Oh. It broke.
All right. Are we doing this now?
Yeah. Coop actually hit me hard on that one, guys. So kudos to Coop for not being a baby. All right, we got a boot race here, guys. All right, so let us know in the chat. Spam in the chat right now who you're cheering for. All right, ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Ah! Suck it! Let's go!
I think you had a little less liquid.
A little, maybe. We'll see. Let's go, baby! Sperry on top! Yes, sir! Whoo, I needed that. I'm pumped for the season. Thank you guys so much for getting us to 1,000 today. Platinum says, wow, I am ashamed.
What?
What are you ashamed of, Platinum? I think he's ashamed that you stopped.
I had to. Otherwise, I was throwing up on live cameras.
Boo! Boo! Coop's a quitter, man. Coop's a quitter.
That's crazy.
All right, man. So we got my predictions here for the NFL season. Let's get to that before.
We'll just show them this. This is the game tonight.
So this is the game tonight, guys. So we got Ravens, Chiefs. The over-under is 47. So that's quite a bit. I'm still taking the over, though. I think the offense.
I like the over as well.
I like the offensive matchups here over the defenses. Chiefs are the favorites by 2.5. Who are you taking against the spread tonight, Coop? Honestly, I'm taking the Chiefs.
I think I'm taking the Chiefs as well. We'll get to our official predictions at the end of the game, or at the end of the show here in just a second.
All right, man. So let's get into my official predictions for the NFL this year. So this is who I think will be the division winners and the seedings that they will have in the playoffs. I think Kansas City will be the 1 seed, Houston number 2, Jets will be the number 3 seed, and the Baltimore Ravens will be the number 4 seed. Then in the wild card, yes, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers squeaking into the playoffs, number 7 seed, along with the Dolphins and Cincinnati Bengals. So that's my wild card. That's my AFC playoff picture. Then my NFC playoff picture. I got the Lions as the number 1 seed in the NFC. San Francisco, number 2 seed. I think San Francisco might get off to a slow start. But I think once they get Ayuk and once they get Williams back up to full speed, they're going to be rolling and they're going to be a freight train. And then you got Philly, number 3, and then Atlanta.
I actually love the Falcons pick.
I think the Falcons win that division this year. They have a good football team. Then the wild cards. Packers, number 5. Cowboys, I think, regress a little bit this year. number 6. And then I think the Chicago Bears is a team to watch out for. They have a lot of talent, one of the most talented rosters in football. If Matt Eberflus can coach, watch out for the Chicago Bears, man. I think they make the playoffs this year. Super Bowl matchup this year, I think we get a rematch from what we had last year. And I know it's chalk, Coop. I know it's easy to predict the Chiefs and the 49ers, the 2 best teams last year, make it there again. But that's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to stay healthy. You never know in the NFL, but I think that's going to be the matchup based on paper right now.
So I actually went with the Chiefs as well, but I'm going with the Lions to represent the NFC.
You think Jared Goff gets them there?
I think they get it done.
Okay, man. Well, I guess we'll have to see. And then my Super Bowl champion is this time, I think the Chiefs are going to be a game away from the three-peat, and then they're going to lose it to the San Francisco 49ers. My man, Kyle Shanahan, I've been singing his praises for years. He's the best offensive play caller in football. Maybe besides Andy Reid, and he deserves a championship, man. And this is the team to do it in San Francisco. If they don't do it this year, I don't know if they're going to, because this is the year where everybody is still there. All right, so it really feels like it's a shit or get off the pot year for the 49ers. I think they get it done this year, and Shanahan gets that much-needed and much-deserved Super Bowl that Sean McVay got a couple years ago. My award predictions, like I said, I think the Niners win the Super Bowl. I think chalk pick here, but Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. CeeDee Lamb wins Offensive Player of the Year. I thought he should. By the way, my picks for Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year here, I thought should have won it last year. TJ Watt should have won over Myles Garrett. I think CeeDee Lamb should have won over McCaffrey.
Watt got screwed.
What's that?
We all know Watt got screwed.
We all know that Watt got screwed. He had the best numbers out of anybody in the league. Plain and simply, he was the best player defensively in the league, and he got snubbed again. Then you get to the Offensive and Defensive Rookies of the Year. I'll take Caleb Williams with Chicago, and then Liatu Latu, an edge rusher out of Indianapolis. I think will have a really good season. That's my Defensive Rookie of the Year pick. I think Mike Tomlin, getting this team, all right? Getting this team that a lot of people think is going to finish last in this division to the playoffs, I think is going to be worthy of a Coach of the Year type of honor. And I think that he ends up winning this honor for the first time in his career. I can't believe he's never won.
How is it he's never won Coach of the Year?
He's never won Coach of the Year.
Sounds like the NFL hates the Steelers.
Maybe, but after this year, I think things might change. Then comeback player of the year. It's going to be between him, Aaron Rodgers, and Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
But I think Rodgers is going to have a really good season this year, win his division, all that stuff. And I think he's going to end up winning comeback player of the year. So let's talk about this here, Coop. We got Ravens versus Chiefs. And, this is a very interesting opportunity for Steelers fans here, because if the Chiefs win tonight, that means the Baltimore Ravens are officially last place in the AFC North.
That is true.
So, even if the Steelers lose this weekend and they're tied by Sunday, it'd be nice to know that the Ravens are in last place for at least a little bit in this NFL schedule. So for this game, I think the things you got to be watching out for on Thursday Night Football tonight, you got to be watching out for the pass rush for Kansas City, all right? Because especially Chris Jones, the Baltimore Ravens, they got Andrew Voorhees, who missed the entire season last year. He's playing left guard for them this year. They do have Linderbaum, who's a very good center, but then they lost both of their starting guards last year to free agency. So I don't know how their offensive line's going to look. And then also, they had a huge brain drain of defensive coaching talent this offseason. I mean, they lost their defensive backs coach. Of course, their defensive coordinator and Mike McDonald. Right? They lost multiple people on this defensive staff. And as we saw with the Eagles last year, if you take away enough good coaches, that can be enough to sink a team the following season. So watch out for Kansas City to really light up that Baltimore defense that was so good last year. So for me personally, I'm going to go 27-23, Chiefs win. I think that Patrick Mahomes is going to have a good day. I do think Lamar and that offense score points tonight, but I like what Spags does defensively. I think he forces a big turnover in the second half, and the Chiefs come away victorious.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to come away victorious as well. Playing at home in Kansas City, that crowd's going to be really pumped up. Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson storyline will be awesome as well. Give me the Chiefs 30-27. I think it's going to be a little bit more of a high-scoring game, and I do think the Chiefs edge it out in the end, and Baltimore is last place in our division.
For at least a little bit, right?
For 4 days.
Kurgan says he has to go. Kurgan, we love you. We appreciate you. Thanks for showing up today, my friend. Kurgan, I don't know if we'll see you Sunday. I know you mentioned that your dad is, you guys are going to be having a celebration of life for your dad. So hopefully that goes well, man. Let me know how that goes. If we see you Sunday, great. If not, no worries whatsoever. We appreciate you and we support you either way. But yeah, man, it's getting close to closing time here, Mr. Coop. It's been a fun day. We got to drink some boots. We got to do some slaps. I got Mega Slap today.
Slap was crazy.
Which was crazy. I'm not going to do that again, man. Platinum says, God bless Kurgan Cold.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely, man.
We're thinking of you.
We're thinking and praying for Kurgan and his family. They just lost a pillar to their family dynamic. Kenneth, otherwise known as Pops, or Pop, I should say, was a big, big person in Kurgan Cold's life. And he's been sending me some really, really awesome texts this week, Coop, just telling me how much his dad meant to him. How much he would want them to have a celebration of life instead of a funeral and for it to be a happy occasion.
That's very cool.
So he's obviously a big pillar of this community. He's been so supportive of us. So it's the least that we can do to support him. Also, 9/11 is right around the corner here. Kurgan's dad was a veteran. So I want to give and extend our gratitude to all the veterans and active duty service members that are watching this show and watch this show. Appreciate everybody that watches and appreciates and supports our channel. You guys are the absolute best. We do have one more Venmo alert to get to here before we get to the rest here.
And Spare Dog, the next time that we are live, it will be game day, baby.
That's right. Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going live for week 1 of the 2024 NFL season. And you know what? Coop and I, we have been cooking up a bunch of Super Chat, Venmo, Cash App, a bunch of raffle opportunities. Yeah. We got a bunch of fun stuff coming up for the watch parties this year. It's because of all the support you guys have given us lately. And we're going to unveil some really, really cool promotions for you guys on game days this year. And I think probably, I'm not going to jinx it, but this might be for the final time today. This one's rolling in from Platinum 666 bang! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Let's go, baby. And by the way, Platinum, our friends over at the Raiders Report, they've been looking in on our streams here, and they've been seeing, and to this point, in the month of September, the Raiders Report is leading us in Super Chat revenue.
That won't last very long.
So we have been in the lead since, what was it? June?
June, yeah.
Since June. We've been the #1 channel here at Chat Sports since June. To start September, we are currently behind the Raiders Report. So we need to get things going. We're going to have a big day on Sunday. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping by today. I want to give a shout out to all the real ones before we say goodbye. Pittsburgh Steelers Fan 8, Luke Nessie, Steeli, Jamar Bly, Dylan Lewandowski, Hervey Dunn, Marilyn Krieger. She says she'll be here on Sunday. Let's go. By the way, we have a bunch of new Black Diamond jerseys to unveil on Sunday. Can't wait to do that for you guys. It's going to be so much fun. So until next time, guys, we'll see you Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time.
Game day.
Game day, baby. And next time we'll see you, it will be Steelers game day.